Hello and welcome back to the Bookshelf Odyssey. My name is Art, and today we're going to find out if I'm like Jane Austen or how alike I am to Jane Austen. Now, as you can see here, I've got a handy model to show you. There are many similarities you can already tell between us. Um, okay, I don't know. Well, we'll find out. What I'm doing today is the "Are You Like Jane Austen" book tag, and it was created by Shelley Swearingen, and I saw it first here on Melinda at A Web of Stories on her channel, and I feel like I've seen this before, and I thought I had actually done it, but I couldn't find any evidence of it. So I'm going to go by my old maxim: if I can't remember doing it, surely nobody else can. With that, I'm going to go ahead and do this tag, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I really have enjoyed watching several of the booktube channels I follow have done this tag, and it's been really enjoyable. So I'm going to give it a try. I have had a small lackluster Jane Austen July. I did finish reading the Jane Austen A Brief Life by Fiona Stafford. That was a great book. A lot of really good reading, short, but it talks about a lot of her writing and puts it into a social construct, or it puts it into a social context and historical context, and what events from her life may have inspired her to write and different things like that. It was a lot of fun. Also, real quick, before I get to the questions, I am now over 900 subscribers. We're getting very close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. So I would love it if you could subscribe if you're interested in what I put out. I've got some fun videos coming up. I'll be doing Garbagus, but I'm going to put a classic spin on it. I have some plans for Victober that I'm already, believe it or not, filming ahead of time. So there's that. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's, I'm doing better at that. Going back to Jane Austen July real quick. I know this video won't come out till August. I'm a little behind with that, but I didn't see that video until near the end of July. So that is what it is, I suppose. Anyway, let's get into this tag. Are you like Jane Austen? Let's find out. Prompt number 1. Jane Austen was an artist and writer. Give yourself a point if you're an artist. Give yourself an extra point if you are a writer. I am an artist in the amateur sense, although I have sold a couple of paintings and little art projects I've done. Painted some ornaments. I've sold some of those. It's not anything I really have gone after as a career or anything, and I have had no professional teaching or anything. I just watch. I love to draw. I love to paint pictures, and I've just watched YouTube videos and things like that to teach me how to do it. Anyway, so I would give myself a point for that. But are you a writer? I'm not. I've written a couple things just for my own personal fun, but that is something actually I want to try to explore maybe this fall and this coming year, is to try some writing and see what I can do with that. One thing I've learned through podcasting, and it has led to many other things, is not to be afraid to try something new or to try something that I might have always wanted to do. I keep chalking it up to my midlife crisis, but my midlife crisis has gone on for like 5 years now. But I have found great enjoyment in doing things that I've always kind of wanted to do, but have never got around to doing. So, for instance, like I mentioned, doing a booktube channel, having a podcast. This year I tried out for a community theater and got a small part, but I was also in the ensemble. Had a couple lines I actually had to sing solo, and that went well. And I'm really excited to try out acting on stage again in the near future. And these are things I always wanted to do, but never tried. And what these things have done is give me the courage to continue to try new things and just see what happens. And so all that to say, I really think writing might be the next thing I tackle on my boy, I guess bucket list or my things I want to try list. Things I want to try before I die list. Um, I'm really meant to keep these answers shorter. So anyway, in that first prompt, I'll go ahead and give myself 1 point because even though I would consider myself an amateur painter or an amateur artist, I have done artistic things and I have sold a few things for money, believe it or not. Prompt number 2. Austen was born to a large family. She had a total of 7 siblings, 1 sister and 6 brothers. Give yourself a point if you have 3 or more siblings in your family. I don't. I only have 2. I have a younger sister and an older half brother. I guess I do have a couple of step siblings, but I don't. Well, let's scratch that. So not a real large family, no. Although I know Jane Austen and her sister Cassandra had a really close relationship, and I also have a good relationship with my sister as well. So there is a little bit of overlap there, but not enough for me to justify giving a point for this. So I'm still at 1. Number 3. Austen did not enjoy her formal education. Give yourself a point if you did not care for school. Oh, that's sad. I loved school. I loved learning. I loved education. I actually have a couple of master's degrees in that are of a religious nature. So I've done a lot of study of Christianity and the Bible and theology, things like that. I would love to go back sometime and learn and get another degree, but might be something more along the lines of like a literature degree or something in the field of books and like Victorian literature or something. You might notice on my shelf over here, I have a lot of nonfiction Dickens books. I've got about 3 shelves full of biographies and other kinds of writings about Dickens and his work and the culture that he lived in. And I tell my wife every time I get a new book about Dickens that it's cheaper for me to buy this book than to move to England and study at like the Charles Dickens Museum or go somewhere overseas to study abroad. So we reach a happy compromise there. I also have some books over here, some biographies about Jane Austen. I have quite a few, along with a couple about Gaskell, the Brontes, and I think I even have a Thomas Hardy over there, a biography about him that I haven't read yet. But where am I going with all this? I don't know. Yes, I very much enjoyed my formal education. And in fact, I was just thinking the other day that I would love to go back even to high school and take those classes that I completely ignored and hated, just because I think I would learn more now as an older adult. All right, number 4. Dark humor is woven throughout Austen's writing. Give yourself a point if you have a grim sense of humor. You must share a dark joke in order to get this point. So yes, I love humor, whether it's farcical, parody or dark humor. I'm always up for a laugh, and I love dark humor. One of my favorite jokes goes like this: dark humor is like food. Not everyone gets it. Okay. That's pretty dark. Yes, dark humor. So I'm up to 2 points now. Let's go. Number 5. Jane Austen broke off 2 engagements and died a spinster. Give yourself a point if you are single. I am not single. I am married, and happily so. So no chance of that ever reverting here anytime soon. Sorry, ladies. My heart belongs to someone else. But in that, my wife and I both are bookworms. We love to read. We love to read a lot of the same, although our tastes are different as well. So there's so it's just a good range. We're a good fit, and I'm so thankful I am married. We just celebrated 25 years of marriage this year, and we really should have done something to celebrate that, but we were in the middle of a move, so there is that. All right, number 6. Austen experienced low periods or spells of depression. Give yourself a point if you have struggled with mental health. All right, another one. I get number 3rd point. And here I thought my depression and anxiety would accomplish nothing good in my life. Well, I got a point, so there. Yes, I have, and in fact, I have made a video about it. I wasn't actually sure I was going to put it out, but in a recent episode of my podcast, I talked to author Stephanie Santone, and we explore depression and anxiety and mental health in light of the creative field that she's in, and what have some of her struggles been, etc. And I talk a bit about my mental health as well in that, as she does also. And I think that that second part of that episode is coming out this week. So you want to keep an eye out for that if you're interested. It's something I've wanted to talk about on this channel. But yes, I've been diagnosed with anxiety as well as with depression, and have found some tools and methods that are helpful to me in that. So something that perhaps Jane Austen and I have in common. I actually think many of those writers from the 1800s probably struggled with a lot that they just weren't aware of. Don't get me started talking about Dickens and mental health, because I think I'll be here all day. I think he had a lot happening in his head. Some of it not good. Anyway, all that aside, so that's, what is that, 3 points now, right? All right, 3 for 6. Number 7, Jane moved away from her childhood home in her 20s. Give yourself a point if you've lived away from your childhood hometown or region. Yes, I was born in Waukegan, Illinois, and then I lived in Morris, Illinois until I was about 11. And so that's been kind of my hometown. And then our family moved out to the West Coast. I lived in Washington as a teenager. And then I moved to Iowa from there when I came out here for college. So I guess it'd be fair to say that, yes, I definitely have moved away from my childhood home, whether you see it as Illinois or Washington. I tend to see Washington State as kind of my childhood home, even though, I was a teenager, not a child when I lived there. But a lot of the culture and the vibe of the West Coast, I really was attached to and am still attached to. I mean, I still follow the Seattle Mariners as a baseball team. I love coffee. They just drink coffee by the gallons out there. In case you're wondering, yes, it rains a lot in the Pacific Northwest. That's not just an exaggeration, but I do miss it, and I wish I could go back again for a visit soon. It doesn't look like that's happening though. We just bought a house. All right. Number 8, Jane was not vain. Give yourself a point if you have very little interest in vanity. This one's complicated. I'm going to say no, because for the most part, I'm not. I have a beard and I keep it trimmed, but that's all I do. I know guys who will have like beard oils and shampoo, especially for their beard. They have a lot of product for their hair, all this, and that's just not me. I get my hair cut. That's about it. I've had beauticians and others tell me, oh, you need to change shampoo. That shampoo is cheap. You got to take better care of your hair, this and that. And I'm like, I don't care. If I go bald, I'll just shave it, My wife says that we are contractually obligated to not shave my head bald, or our marriage might be null and void. So there's that. But if it falls out due to the process of time, that's different. But she says I'm not allowed to deliberately make myself bald. I don't think she likes it that way. And she likes my beard. So, maybe she likes hairy men. I don't know. Is that too much information? That might be. Okay. Isn't it fun how often I get distracted in these videos? All right. So I would say no, I am not bothered, or I have very little interest in vanity. I will edit my videos perhaps a little bit more. I take out a lot of the ums. So maybe you could say that's vain, but it's really, there's times it just gets to be a little much, and I'm really trying hard not to. But see, I almost did it. But it's more because it irritates me, not so much I'm vain and want people to think that I'm a gifted public speaker. And then number 9, I kind of already answered. Hair was of little concern to Austen. Give yourself a point if you cannot be bothered with your hair, and that's true. A lot of times I'll just throw on a baseball cap because I just don't care. It really doesn't bother me. What bothers me is when it gets long and gets on my ears. I can't handle that. So I just like it short and get it taken care of. So I'm at 4 points right now, I think I said. So number 10, Austen expressed her distaste for hot weather. Give yourself a point if you dislike the heat. I feel like I should get 2 points for this. I hate heat, which is dumb that I live in Iowa, but it is what it is. I hate heat, and I hate when it's hot and humid. I hate it, and I admit I'm a big baby. I like the idea of going camping, but I hate being away from my air conditioner. So unless it's a cabin with air conditioning, I'm probably not going to go if it's in the summer. We have a house, and the house doesn't have air conditioning upstairs, and that was almost a deal breaker, honestly, until we saw that window units were fairly reasonably priced, and that would really solve that problem pretty easily. So maybe it's going to make our electric bill a little higher, but I have to have air conditioning. So all right, I got 5 points from what I counted here. Probably 4 to 5. Says, though you have less in common with Jane than some, you could probably spend an afternoon with her chatting about your similarities and differences. And that feels about right. That feels right. I feel like the things that we have similar, we would be very passionate about. Like the weather, hating the heat. I would love to visit England and find out more about Jane, see where she lived, walk where she walked. I think that would be just incredible. One day on my bucket list. Better start saving my pennies now. All right, so that's the Jane Austen tag. I meant this to be under 10 minutes. I doubt it's going to happen, so we'll see. This was a lot of fun. Melinda, thank you for doing the video. She didn't tag me, but she did say anyone who wanted to do it consider themselves tagged, and I will do the same. Even though it's not July, let me see some Jane Austen content from you. I'm always up for that. And that'll be it then for me today. Until next time, happy reading and take care.